So the latest on the attack. You're not allowed to use the T word about what the attack probably was. It's all to do with mental health, apparently. All of these migrants that come to this country, they've all got PTSD because of the terrible wars that are left behind them, because of the terrible things that they probably did in the countries they came from. And when they come to our country and attack a soldier, incidentally and coincidentally enough, on the same day that Anjem Choudhury gets found guilty of directing terrorism and is looking at a life sentence, on the same day, an attack very similar to the attack carried out against Lee Rigby by two other crazed individuals. I think one who'd converted to Islam and the other one was already a Muslim. And then, of course, we look at the Reading attack in 2020. When that happened, it was all to do with mental health. There was nothing to do with terror. Until it turned out that the guy that carried out the attack, yes, he did indeed have mental health issues. PTSD, probably from all the people that he murdered in Libya. But that man was absolutely motivated by jihadist ideology. And in fact, the state, the coroner, has said that the attack could have been prevented. So prevent obviously didn't work. Maybe they were too busy looking at all these dreadful right-wing extremists that are causing such a threat to the nation. So let's just wait and see what's happened with this man. My educated guess is this, that in a few weeks, a month's time, it's going to come out that this fella had been reading some pretty spicy passages from a certain book about killing the infidel. Kill them where you find them. You know, the sort of ideology that says, unless you convert to our religion, you either pay a tax or you die. You know, the sort of stuff. Just maybe he'd been influenced by that. And that was the cause of his mental health issues. Or maybe he's been in one of those fun places. Maybe he's been in the Gaza Strip. Maybe he was in Hamas. Maybe he was in ISIS. And he got PTSD and mental health issues because he was involved in terrorism. The reality is we don't know. And the reality is that the same with the Reading attack, the same with scores of other attacks. I think if I remember rightly, the one in Hartlepool wasn't counted as a terror attack until months later. And it was a direct terror attack because the guy was inspired by what was happening in Israel and Gaza. But at the minute, we're just being gaslit. They've gone from not knowing what the motive was to ruling out terror, and now it's mental health. And of course, we know it'll go full circle, and by the time it gets to court and by the time he gets prosecuted, well, it was terror related. But guys, we didn't want to tell you at the time. We didn't want to spark a backlash because we're all very, very concerned about Islamophobia. Because, of course, Islamophobia is the worst phobia of all. An irrational fear of Islam that leads to all sorts of unintended consequences. And we fully expect that the British government under Keir Starmer will do the right thing and pass a law banning Islamophobia. It's going to be one of his next steps along the road to tyranny, along the road to totalitarianism. But in the meantime, we'll all get gaslit. Nothing to see here. Soldier butchered in the street in front of his wife. Nothing to see. No motive. The guy was just a nutter. And of course, that puts other soldiers in danger. Because if it's not terror related, there's no terror threat. It's just an isolated incident. Well, there we go. That's the UK that we live in, where our heroes, our soldiers who are serving, who are actively serving, are not protected by the state. And of course, we had this in Northern Ireland for years. 30 years of checking under your car because assassins and terrorists might come and kill you teaches you something about the threat to our armed forces. And when the IRA were active, they were targeting soldiers in England as well. But at least we knew about them. And the government had the honesty to tell us about the threat we're facing. But if it's anything to do with the jihadists, it's all to do with mental health. There are no jihadists in the UK. Everybody that carries out a jihadist attack in the UK has mental health issues. Jihadism does not exist in the UK. It's a myth. It's a figment of our imagination. That's what we've been told, folks. It's a blizzard of lies, like I said in the last video. Let's just wait and see. If I'm totally wrong, I will put my hands up and I'll do a video apologising. But my educated guess is that this is everything to do with jihad. It's everything to do with Islamic extremism. And again, we have been gaslit. And adding insult to injury, I'll probably get a shadow ban on this video by the fascists that run the social media enterprise I'm going to post it on. Hopefully, I'll see you all soon. If you're not getting my subscriptions, please keep checking back to my channel. I'm trying to post content every day. But of course, like anyone else that's telling the truth on the internet, I'm shadow banned. Hopefully, I'll see you all soon.